First off, I'd like to thank Professor Deason and Robert for your feedback. I think it really helped me pull these infographics together here, and they turned out rather nicely. I'm really enjoying working with Piktochart. It's a very powerful tool for being free. It's very user-friendly. I'm going to definitely try to find ways to incorporate it not only to future projects, but also with my students in the classroom. With that being said, a couple of aspects that I really started to play with this week was developing this graphic here, working the opacity in to give my viewer that sensation of, a gradual color change and gradual release, arrows getting smaller, all those things really coming together. As I work my way down through the chart, I tried to clean up my pros and cons a little here, as you can see on the bottom. What I did is incorporated the arrows like Robert had told me would be better, and I think they do look a lot better. Also, took out all the different bullets that the professor had mentioned was just overkill, and I agree. And I worked with a little bit of the hanging indent there and just provided some space in between for readability, and then just kept the positive and negative over on the side for very easy viewing. Most everything with this chart really worked the way I wanted it to. There wasn't too much on this one I didn't like and couldn't find a way to fix. It just turned out really well. The arrows in here, they all laid out nice, and the colors look good. As I look over to the next one here, a couple things I worked on here, spent quite a bit of time with. Robert had mentioned the title was just not appropriate, and I agree, it took up a lot of space. So what I did was I found a different title block or text block within, and incorporated these still in there, but now they're boxed and framed, which I think looks nice. And the rapid prototyping looks a little better, and it keeps kind of that rectangle which follows suit throughout, and the circles and the clocks and the arrows kind of all relating back here. It's a rather wordy infographic, I will agree there. It's a lot of information, and I think something like this deserves a lot of information. Robert had mentioned doing something with the center graphic, and I see both points of view. I decided to leave it. I think it's really important to emphasize the importance of how much rapid prototyping just combines all these things, and the ability to jump back and jump forward or skip some steps, like it says in there. I wish, what resources are available to you, and what could I do, and some of those things. I tried to find a workaround and played with a couple different ideas for these dotted squares around the outside. I think they work right now, but I think there would be something that could be better, and I just couldn't find what I wanted. So I think a little more research is going to be involved as I use this tool more to get them right where I want them to be. I also cleaned up the pros and cons on the bottom here. I played around trying to keep that idea of, should the positives and negatives both, the symbol both be on the outside here. The negative I kind of moved around, and I don't know if it's just that image of a dash that kind of creates that bullet point effect. That kind of threw me off. I think I like it the way it is right now. I think it looked, when I moved it on the left hand side, it looked a little more awkward. So it wasn't ideal on that side. If I had more time, I might try to figure a little bit more out with arranging these graphics, and like I had said, changing up the dash lines. Now, to create some more white space, I guess I could have enlarged my page size. I mean, that's something to not get hung up on when you're working with the digital platform. So maybe that was one of my mistakes. I know my students get hung up on that size sometimes when they work with the Explain Everything app, and they let that get in the way. They don't understand that this is a ever working 3D model that can be moved around. So maybe I limited myself a little bit. I could expand my page a little bit more and give myself a little bit more breathing room. This experience overall with creating both infographics, I'm already looking at ways to create. I have a poster printer in my classroom. I'm looking at ways of increasing infographic usage in my classroom. Teaching technology education, there's definite need for safety in the classroom, and I think creating infographics of these sizes and types, I could produce some really nice posters to be displayed in my room, just to keep kids aware, let them know the proper usage, the proper steps, yet incorporating pictures with it so it's not too wordy all at the same time. So I am looking forward to this, and how I can use this in the future in my professional career to really help out my classroom, help out my students, engage them a little bit more in the content and material, and overall safety is important. So as a whole, really enjoyed this project. One thing that was mentioned by Professor Decent was I believe it was called ScreenFlow. I have not found that in our Launchbox, and that's something I have to do on Monday, is give a call to the technical support and see if there's something I'm missing. I looked it up, I tried to find the App Store, I tried downloading it, different things, and I just wasn't finding what was described to me. So sorry for the watermarked screencast recording I've been using here, this application, but I do enjoy this application. It has been helpful for me, so I do enjoy giving feedback and reflecting in this manner. It helps me to look at the graphic, and I believe I can convey myself much more clearly than if I am to type my feedback out. So hope that works for everyone involved, and I appreciate it. Thank you.